So last class we talked about the five components of information systems. One of the, actually two of the one that were pointed out were software and hardware. Um, and those two components, how do those two components help people who work on YouTube full time? Those two components help YouTubers create great content. YouTube, just like any other social media platform, is driven by content. But what is great content? That will fall into your target audience and what they're looking for. However, a great video is made by several pieces of hardware that are needed to have a good quality video. Uh, by that, I mean like you will need good lighting. You can't have too bright, or it cannot be too dim that they shouldn't be able to see who's talking to them. That's a piece of hardware. Another piece of hardware would be a nice camera who is able to produce like 720 frames per second, which is a normal casual camera. Another piece of hardware and software that you might need, it's a suitable background. You'll often find people telling you to invest in a white backdrop or a green screen, but this really depends on the type of content you're putting together. I mean, you will need another type of software to create a different background, so that's included. Part of the software that you are needed is a team intro, which is you can create 3 to 5 seconds just to reaffirm your branding and like to mention to people what your channel is about. Another piece of hardware that I wanted to mention was Amazon branded cards. YouTube provides the option to create this little closing slot at the end of each of your videos just to reaffirm your branding and encourage subscriptions and make sure of snappy promos and videos to come. For people who are barely starting out, it's good to use like a regular computer. You don't need a camera, but like either a Mac or Windows will have small programs like iMovie, Movie Maker, YouTube Free Editor, or Lightworks for Windows and Mac. By using software, we can create our own unique and recognizable branding. Just like, for example, you wouldn't buy an Apple phone just because of how expensive it is. Most people usually just fall for the brand and they stick to it. They're loyal to it. So by creating your YouTube channel and giving your own brand, you use that software to create your own brand. And now, like especially on YouTube, people will steal your content. So you want to make sure that your name is there, like, so people will fall back into your channel. Posting with consistency is part of the software of YouTube, which allows you to create and upload your videos on certain days to keep your audience engaged on your content. And finally, this comes down to the user who is trying to understand the algorithm created within the software of YouTube, who is in charge to display your content to new users. We tend to look at videos and take them for granted, as most people who work for YouTube have put a lot of effort into the materials, and thanks to hardware and software, YouTubers can deliver great videos to their audiences.